The message I'm hearing for you right now when you click on this video is that it's not wishful thinking. You're not delusional. You're not wishing and hoping. It's actually destined for you. The thing that keeps on coming into your mind over and over and over again, and you cannot seem to shake it off. And it feels like a dream. It feels like a wish. It feels like something that just wouldn't go away. It's not a hope. It's not a wish. It's your destiny. That's why it's not going away. That's why it's not going away, because it's meant for you. And how you really know that if something is not just like a fleeting wish is that it forces you to be uncomfortable in order to align to it or align with it. Like, for example, maybe you have dreams and visions of speaking on stage, of working with people, of creating mass, global impact that requires you to be very visible. And you're like, well, why would I want to put myself out there? There's crazy trolls on the internet. There's crazy people out there. And what if I get judged for being me or get judged for the messages that I share? But there's something in you that just like keeps going. Like it's like forces you to get comfortable with the spotlight. It forces you to get comfortable with people. It forces you to get better at your craft and your message and what you're here to communicate. So this is a really clear sign if you're watching this right now, and this is a confirmation that I'm meant to bring through for you. That it's not that you're like, oh, I hope one day I can help so many people. I hope one day I can, launch my book. I hope one day I can host a retreat. I hope one day I can, create this event or whatever, right? And if you know that it keeps on looping in your head, and no matter how much you shake it off, and no matter how much it doesn't align with your current self, that's actually how you know. Because the version of you who's meant to experience the thing, who's meant to have the things, who's meant to experience everything that you saw in your vision is another version of you. And that version of you is not the current you. That's why you don't have it. Everything meets in frequency. You and your manifestation is not whatever steps away, is a frequency alignment away. So everything is energetic in this world, like when you tune into your heart, when you tune into your inner world, you begin to open your third eye, you begin to see your vision, through your vision, your spiritual eyes, and you see everything. And you see the past, the present, the future. You see the dreams and the imaginations that comes to your head, like where you want to live, how you want to feel, what you want to wear. Like you get access to all of these information. Oops, I think I'm covering the mic. You get access to all of these information and these downloads. It's because it's true for you. We don't live in a concrete world. I mean, if you're watching this video right now and if you're like, oh, I am only logic and reasoning and I don't care about the spiritual world, there's something in this video that's awakened that part of you. But I think for most of you who are tuning into this frequency, you just know that your vision has been speaking to you. Your wish, your desires have been placed in your heart because it's true for you. Because nothing happens for no reason, okay? Everything is designed the way that it's meant to design. So if you have a desire that was put in your heart to want something, to take steps towards something, to accomplish something, and it just wouldn't go away, and maybe it feels like, where did this come from? It's because it's placed in your heart. You're meant to do that, okay? And sometimes we're in this present moment, okay, where we think that we're in the present moment, but we're not. We're here, okay, maybe physically, but what about our mind, our thoughts, our feelings? How much of it is looping the past hurt, the past pain? Oh, I cannot do it because when I was 5 years old, I got made fun of for speaking on stage, so let's not do it again. Like, are you really living the present where there is infinite possibilities, right? Or are you predicting, or you're assuming? Okay, that's a lot of assumption. You're assuming something's going to happen because it happened to you when you were 5 years old or however, has something happened once. So of course it's going to happen again. I'm not seeing the logic in that. You know what I mean? It's like maybe you shouldn't either. And maybe it's a trap of the ego to tell you, oh, everything is based on historics. But in actuality, it has nothing to do with anything. You know how many people who came from poor family, who got made fun of, who got teased, who got abused, who got, all these terrible things happened to them. And then they overcame it, and then they step into a higher version of themselves, and their life changed. You know, how many of your motivational gurus or your teachers or the people you look up to, the inspiring figures in your life, they're not inspiring because they're like just whatever, life is good for them. It's because they came from zero to hero. They went on that journey. They overcame things. So what does it mean for you when you're being seated with a dream that wouldn't go away? Just remember, it's not a dream, it's your destiny. Okay? Say it out loud, comment below. It's not a dream. I am destined for this. It's my destiny. And what I'm hearing for you is that you know that the seed has planted in your heart. Okay, let me know down below if you feel this. It's planted in your heart. Like, the thing is, it's already done. Everything is already written. Everything is already done. Okay? We're just experience it. The story is already done. And you know what's the story? The one that you saw in your third eye, not with these physical eyes. Your third eye, you've seen it. You've seen the vision of you being in peace, maybe a house on the beach, maybe in the arms of your partner and your family, maybe living in harmony with nature and birds. We have so many cute birds here. You already know, you already see it, the vision. And when, we're not really anchored, we will begin to question that. We will begin to question the vision, and I made it up. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Like, everything is made up. Everything is made up. Like, you don't believe it? Oh, it's made. Like, try to think only negative thoughts, complaining, resentment, hateful thoughts, and try to have a good day. Try. Let me know how it goes for you. Okay? Try to have a good life. You only hate people, shit on people. Excuse me. I'm here. Okay? Hate on people, shit on people. See how well your life is gonna go. See how many good blessings are gonna come into your life. Okay? And you must be like, oh, well, there's so many people who look so successful and whatever, and they are terrible people. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know how their marriage is falling apart. You don't know the mental health issues they have. You don't know the medications and the substance they're on. You don't know how many demons they have to fight. Okay? So stop looking at these perfect picture Instagram or whatever people and think that their life is perfect. It's not. They're only showing you what they want to show you. So, but it's time for you to really realize that everything you create in your head, in your heart, in your feeling, it gets manifested out into this reality. Because everything is a projection. This world, by the way, is not the real world, it's the manifested world. You're the manifester. This is a lot of these things are the creations, right? And as humans in the 3D density, it's like we're taught to worship the creation, the actual creation, but not the creator. The biggest thing that really took a hit in our life is the separation from God, the separation from consciousness itself, and we'll always want it to come back. But the 3D world, the world of Maya, the world of illusion, it tells you, no, don't worship God, worship money instead, worship this thing instead, or whatever, But it's like when you look into it, you will realize that everything in this world is you projected out. When you heal, your world becomes a kinder world. There are more beautiful people because you have the eyes and the intention and the assumption. Okay, remember we talked about the law of assumption and the law of attraction. You attract the energy that you are. When you work on this law, when you understand this is the law of the universe, it's not some cute inspirational thing. It's the truth. Everyone is not separate from you. in this world, it feels like this. But if you close your eyes and feel it energetically, and if you allow people to show you, the lessons and the role, then you will see that maybe you needed to learn self-worth, self-value, self-respect. And what did you attract? So-called narcissists, so-called toxic people. But are they really narcissists or toxic people? Or they're your teachers? Or they're your catalysts, right? For you to learn the skill sets, the characteristics, the traits, the wisdom that is required for you to fulfill your role, right? Fulfill your purpose, fulfill your mission. Hello, bird. And the truth is, you came here with a soul remembrance. That's why you're seated with these streams. Most people, they maybe they don't, They like, I want the car, I want the house, I want the thing. But for you, yeah, sure, these things are cute, whatever, but it's deeper than that. Let me know if it's true. Like, it's deeper than that. You have visions and desires of impact, not just income, but true impact. Like your soul feels like it cannot rest until you help people somehow, share your skills or share yourself or share love or positivity or light some effing how. Maybe some of you guys are freaking wizards out there. You already know how. You already know that you're meant to share it through certain things. And some of you guys are like, well, I don't know, but I just know that I'm meant to do something in a bigger way. And you're absolutely right. It has to start with that, you know what I'm saying? It has to start with that curiosity. It has to start with the seed of desire for you to go on the journey of awakening, of remembering, remember, okay? You have all these fragmented part of you, and you're here to remember them. And how do you recall and remember your soul fragments? You need the teachers, you need the oracles, you need a guide, you need a catalyst. That's why you meet people. That's why there's some people who will love the F out of you. And there's some people who will remind you of your divinity and your greatness. And then there's some people who are going to trigger the F out of you as well. And these people are important. Because if you don't stand for anything, you stand for nothing. What is it? If you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. Something like that, right? If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. So all of these people, especially the triggering ones, the tough lessons, they're here to teach you, like, you're not meant to drain your energy. You're not meant to give yourself in a way that abandons who you are. You're not meant to think of yourself as low and unworthy. Like, these situations and people are here to help you cultivate deep sense of self-worth and self-value. If you don't know, why I keep on saying the self-worth and self-value, and that's why I have a program called Divine Feminine Activation. You can see below if that resonates with you. But it's all about self-worth and self-value. It's knowing who you are, what you are is valuable. And who are you? John Smith? Jane Doe? No, honey. Who you are is infinite spirit, Christ consciousness, God essence, okay? That's who you are and what you really are. And until you see that, you wouldn't value yourself, you wouldn't respect yourself, because you don't know yourself. That's why the key here is know thyself. When you keep on identifying with the oh, this is me and this is how old I am a 37-year-old male from California who is single, divorced, and with 2 kids and a pet. Like, like, you keep on identifying yourself with these labels and these labels only. Like, it's not true. It keeps you stuck. Labels keep you stuck in a box. But when you tune in deeply, it's beyond that. You're beyond gender. You're beyond your job title. You're beyond what you went through. Okay? You're beyond how many kids you have. You're beyond all of that. There are so many magical things in this world that if you're tuning into this frequency of the energy I'm sending through right now, and you're still watching this video, it means that inside of you, there's a deep resonance of this multi-dimensional world that we live in, and you know that. The deep in you, that deep wisdom, sage within you, the wise sage within you, knows that. And now your human is catching up. Your human is awakening. Your human has to come to terms with it. Because we're here to master the material and the spiritual, right? It's good to, have a body because it's a vessel of communication. It's good to have, an avatar so that we can get things done. It's like, hi, how are you? Who are you? I'm infinite spirit. Oh, me too. And it's like, and we wouldn't have an experience, right? That's why it's separated. The separation, the consciousness separated itself for it to have the collective experience to understand itself better. So what that means is that everyone here and everything you go through and all the hardship and all the trials and tribulations, there are these fragments, these lessons, these karmic lessons. And karma is lessons, right? You're integrating them back to become whole again. So that's why being whole and complete is the key to your kingdom, to heaven on earth. Because once upon a time I was doing my 9 to 5, like office work, spreadsheet, Excel, cubicle, I was living that life and I thought I was happy with it. I thought that's what I wanted. And until I was seated with the vision and the calling of, I know I'm meant for more. I don't know what. I don't know. I'm just like an office worker. But it's like, but there's something in me. It's like, you're meant for more. This can't be it. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember I had a moment where like I pressed down on my what's it called, like the chair, and I looked up. I looked up like bird's eye view, like look around at my cubicle, and looking at like my coworkers and everything. And I remember like, I don't see myself here in 10 years. I don't see myself here when I have kids or a family and still working and still sitting in this freaking cubicle. Or maybe I advance up and have a little office, or I don't know, whatever, but it's just not it. And when I was seated with that vision out of nowhere, I was just like, typing away, clicking away like a normal day. It scared me because it's like, now what? And I think many of you guys can be on this part. Let me know. Let me know down below if you're in this space. Actually, a lot of people are meant to meet me in frequency when they're in this space, because everyone, we have a role, and it's not about defining it in pen and paper, but deeply you kind of know what your role is. Like my role is an energy activator. I'm here to activate you to your true divine template. That's why a lot of people work with me when they're ready to awaken. Because if you're not ready and you're being stubborn, you're not going to see me. You're not going to see me in frequency. Your energy is it's not going to align with mine. It's not going to reach out to me. It's like everything happens by design. So if you are seated with this vision where you're like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know that this is not it. When you have that, hold on to that clarity, because it's true. And let me tell you something, if something's true for you, please write this down or remember this. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. Because your soul mission and your soul fulfillment is designed for you to live your dharma, which is live a life of fulfillment and next level abundance and next level satisfaction. So therefore, your life by design is going to feel miserable. It's going to feel incomplete. It's going to feel surface level. It's going to feel like bored. Okay, a lot of you guys, if you feel like bored and unimpressed and unmotivated and blah, blah, it's because you're not living your true path. And how you live your true path? Well, you need to surrender to it. Speak to it. See it. Do you see that version of you in the future version of you? And I don't even like to say that because you can think of it as your future version, or you can think of it as your true self. Who's your true self? If you close down your eyes and you tune into infinite possibilities, no one's going to be mad at you. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to complain and, say their 2 cents. And you're not even going to judge it yourself. What kind of life would you live that's true for you? Where will you be? What kind of weather do you want to be in? What kind of food that would resonate with your system? What would you do if you never have to work? for money ever. Like, what would you do? Would you create beautiful creations and sell them at the, the market, the farmer's market? Not because it's like, oh, I'm here to make so many profits, but it's like, I'm excited to share my joy, my art, my gift with people. I'm excited to channel through things, right? Let me know down below, because this is the first step. And if you really tune into it, it always comes back to something of creation. Something is creative, like you're creating something, because you're meant to do that. You're meant to create like the creator, right? God created us in the image of him. And that's what it means, okay? God consciousness is within you. You have the God code within you. And when you awaken to it, infinite possibility, you can create anything you want. Like for me, from being that 9 to 5 person, like 9 years ago, to living like my 10 out of 10 life right now, being where I want, traveling the world for the past, 9 years, living in peace and freedom and alignment, and getting to connect with beautiful people around the world, hosting retreats, working with people personally, having this beautiful community. Hi guys. This is my dream. And and I'm so grateful for this life I live. And it's not, it didn't happen by accident. Like maybe, some people can see it like, oh wow, life's so easy for you. But you're only seeing the end. You're only seeing me at my 10 out of 10. You didn't see me when I was 1 out of 10. You didn't see me when I was on the floor crying my heart out, being confused, not knowing what to do with my life, questioning my identity, because like, what if I quit my job now? Like, who am I going to be unemployed? How's the money's going to come in? How am I going to find stability? How am I going to introduce myself to people? Like, all of these things I went through. And if I didn't allow myself to lean into it, I would never be here. I would never live the abundant life that I live now, because I wouldn't have appreciation for truth, for alignment. And I can tell you, at the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel, you're meant to go on this journey. No one is going to become like the tarot system, the Fool, which is the number 0, all the way, I think it's 68 cards, all the way to the World, which is completion, right? And completion is where you're meant to be, wholeness. And if you didn't go onto this journey, you wouldn't know who you are. You need to meet the devil. You need to meet the spiritual guide. You need to learn the lessons. You need to question yourself. You need to be in that hangman position and seeing the world differently. So, you cannot skip steps. That's why I keep on telling people, the people who always ask, okay, how? Okay, stop asking how. But ask yourself, what's true? Okay, replace how with what's true for me. So ask yourself, what's true for me right now? What's the true way for me to live? What's the true way for me to be? What's the true way for me to experience this world? With questions comes answers. And when answers comes, there's more questions. And then that's how you level up. That's how you gain wisdom. But if you don't allow yourself to be lost, you can never be found. If you don't allow yourself to be messy, and fragmented, you never allow yourself to know what wholeness feels like. If you didn't experience lovelessness and, these terrible things, then you wouldn't know what true love is. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have experiences. They're not bad. So this is an invitation for you to stop labeling things as bad or negative or whatever, or toxic. Just allowing yourself to know that there's a purpose to everything. And judgment is just of the ego. The ego will just judge things. This is good, this is bad, this is whatever, But if you can integrate those lessons and have boundaries, that's important, then you don't have to repeat them. And they'll never come up because they wouldn't resonate. They wouldn't match your frequency. I used to attract all sorts of crazy people in my life. naysayers, negative people, people would look down on me, take advantage of me, all of these people. I experienced all of that in my life in high amounts. So at that point, it was like, can I really blame other people, or is there something within me that attracted that? So it's so easy to be like, oh, you narcissist, oh, you toxic, you terrible human being. But everyone is us. These are the lessons. So until I learned to think clearly, like not be looped in negativity and not assume that something bad's gonna happen. Because I had that, right? It's like, oh my God, if I go here, something's not gonna happen. Oh, if I do this, oh, they're gonna laugh at me. But the thing is, can you think on the other hand, like on the flip side? Because everything is infinite possibility. If someone is gonna laugh at you, then there's gonna be someone who's gonna clap for you. Okay, so think like that. Okay, so every negative thought, just balance it with more and more positive thoughts, and you're gonna begin to see that if you don't have a hold of your mind, that if you keep on questioning your mind, like, oh, I'm just making it up, but you are making it up, or else you wouldn't have an experience. Your imagination is your source of creation. If you don't see something, it cannot be created. Everything, the shirt I'm wearing, this, necklace things, everything. Like someone has thought of it, through that picture, get the download, and then, they make it. It's like that. Everything has to come from your imagination. The life you're gonna live, the life you're meant to live, it needs to be a seed of thought, a seed of imagination. So whatever you think that is a wishful thinking right now, or a hoping or praying, what if it's not? Because it wouldn't leave you alone. Okay? It's not escapism. It's truth. It's destiny. You're meant to. And your higher self is communicating that to you, and also through me to you, because I'm channeling through your higher self. I'm channeling through your God consciousness, what you know deeply to be true already. I'm a reflection of you. What you see in me reflects what's in you already. So I'm your mirror. Okay, so what this means is this world, you need to begin to see it as mirrors. That's what it is. If you're gonna see with your physical eyes, you need to see mirrors. You don't believe me? Look into someone's eyes and let me know what you see. You see you. You see a reflection of you. Isn't that the code? Isn't it the code of this reality? Everyone is our mirror. Look into the reflection of someone's eyes. You don't see them, you see you. Remember, this world is not as you know it. This world is it's a magical world. You see? When I said that, the phone was like, all right, this is my sign to go. I love you so much. This is Tina Wong. Let me know down below, and always thank you for your comments, your lovely words of appreciation. And thank you for taking the time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It means so much to me, like connecting with you and just vibing out. I love you.